Hello, how are you? Welcome to my channel. My name is Ruth and today is the update to the Panning Punk. This is created by Alicia, who is Wonder in Alleyland on YouTube and Instagram, and it's a great one. I loved this so much. The minute I saw it go up on the Fantastic Ladies Facebook group, because it is a Fantastic Ladies collab, I went, yeah, sign me up. I'm all over that, because if you've watched any of my other kind of music leading videos, I love it. I love music, and mixing that with my love of makeup and skincare and beauty, just match made in heaven. This started on the 1st of January and runs to the 31st of January 2023. 31st of January. Ah, yeah. Okay. Monthly, in or around the first of the month, or first 7 days of the month. Ali kind of said leaving it up to yourself, and she said you can roll anywhere from 4 to 6 prompts. So I've originally rolled in 6. Now, if you watch my channel, I'm doing a lot of projects. So I am going to let myself roll back down to 4. I hope you don't mind. It might roll back up as the year goes on, but at the moment I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed with projects and products and prompts and all the P's. I'm overwhelmed by all the P's. And I just think, it does say 4 to 6 products, so why not bring it down to 4? I've actually met goal on 2, so technically I could roll in 2, and usually that is the fun of these kind of projects, is getting to roll in new prompts and pick the products to go with it, and I get that, and I apologise if it makes this video maybe less interesting for you, but I just need to rein it in a tiny bit. I have one more project starting. I think it's on the 13th of March it goes live, and then that'll be it for me in projects. There's been more that are coming and I'm so tempted, but I just can't. I'm at my limit now, definitely. So I just need to focus on what is currently in projects, and let's make a little bit of progress on things. Wow, why is there so many P's in project panning? Progress, prompts, products, projects, panning, panners. I need a thesaurus. I need to start thinking of different words that don't involve P's. Right, let's get into the update as she rambles away we're already 3 minutes in. Good woman, Ruth. Well done. Yes, I'm in the same clothes. Yes, I'm in the same makeup. Yes, it's the same day as my empties and my 90s projects, videos. I feel like a little bit of a sore throat going on, a little bit of a cold building up. Peter's in bed with a cold, so I'm kind of keeping everything quite quiet. Doesn't seem to be the dreaded C word, because we've done antigen tests and they've been negative, but I know sometimes that's not always the case. So yeah, I feel like, come on Ruth, let's batch fill them so you're not on the back foot again like you were last month and the month before. So yes, I'm sure you don't mind in the least, because you're all awesome. So first item that I have in this project is the Nirvana, or the prompt is Nirvana heart-shaped box, and a product that relates to your zodiac sign. I picked I'm an Aquarius. I don't know my sign. I picked opal. Apparently it's not an opal, but it's close. I think it's an amethyst. Look it, we're all friends here. It's fine. I'm not getting much use out of this yet. This is by Beauty Bay. It is the Living My Best Light liquid crystal eyeshadow in opal. It is very pretty, and the only reason I haven't been getting a whole lot of use out of it is because it's quite a light shade, and I see it as a kind of a springtime shades. I feel like once Paddy's Day is behind us and I'm kind of bored of all the greens, I'd be mad to be using something like this and kind of get more springy kind of looks. And yeah, so I've only used it and I've got 22 uses. So I've only 20 uses to go. Yay! Look what we get there. Fine. Next up is the prompt that I actually met, and it is Simple Plan Perfect, a product that gives you a sense of security and comfort. And I of course chose the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, because I know if I put this on, she ain't going nowhere. this face is staying put. So yeah, I have this in for a goal of 22 uses, and I have met that goal. Thrilled. It's a favourite, but I have a setting spray, set your makeup in place spray in my Team Project pan that I kind of want to focus on now for a little bit, now that that goal has been met. Next up is Panic at the Disco and High Hopes, a product that you hope you can reach your goal on, and I chose a serum. Excuse me, this is the first Stroke of Brilliance Brightening Serum, Vitamin C Licorice Root Extract. And this is it here. I won't lie, lads, I thought I'd have this finished, but I do not. I'm still going strong with it. It's hard to see because, to be fair to them, it is a very opaque packaging. But I reckon halfway through this month this will be finished. It's getting there, definitely. It's very light, and there isn't as much in there. But it was quite a nice serum, I have to say. I do find Verse to be a tad on the pricier side. And prior to this product, more peas, I wasn't kind of getting the fuss with them. This one I quite liked. Goes on the skin very nicely. You only need half a pipette, kind of. You only need half that amount, and it spreads over the skin fantastically and down the neck even. So that's why it's probably lasted longer than other serums, because most serums I'd use a full pipette of the product. Don't need to here, because more than enough and a half, because it just, whatever is in it, it helps it move quite easily over the skin of that. But yeah, it's been quite nice, and it's lasted much longer than I anticipated. Like, I started that and I'd probably used it a couple of times prior to that. I like to make sure that my skin likes the product before I put it into a project. So I'd used it a couple of times, and I've had it in since the start of January, and I've used it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37 times in this project alone, and she's still going. So I'm, yeah, she's probably value for money, that one. Next is Johnny Hit and Run Pauline. I always get that wrong. I don't know if the song called X. I've looked it up and I'm still not sure. I've even listened to the song. I'm still not sure. An overhyped product that you were naive about because of the beauty community. And I have chose Charlotte Tilbury as a brand as a whole, let's be honest, but in particular this palette. This is the Vintage Vamp Luxury palette from Charlotte Tilbury. This is it here. It's just, look at. I have so many eyeshadows from different brands in my collection now that this is so subpar. I'm not even going to say for the money. It's just subpar. Simple as that. And when you compare it to even drugstore eyeshadows, I'll give you little swatches here. I mean, so here we have a 4-pan palette. We've got a light shimmer shade, fair enough. A sparkly topper shade. These two shades are practically the same thing. Once they're on the eyeball, you can't really tell a difference. Are you telling me you couldn't have put in a different colour that was either darker or lighter or something? Come on now. Come on now. That palette is nearly 50 quid for 4 subpar eyeshadows. Am I having a rant about Charlotte Tilbury? This isn't like me. This isn't like me. And it's just, they're dry. They're not it, guys. They're just not it. Maybe her quality has changed since I have that. I have this now good for years. But don't get me wrong, it's not like the quality has got worse. It was like this from day one. And I know she does other palettes and maybe she's improved. I don't know, but I'm not willing to try. Pay the price to find out. I have it in for 22 uses. I'm up to 9 uses, which I'm thrilled with, because I'd only used it, I think, was it twice, I think, in the last update. So at least we're moving along a little bit. I won't lie, predominantly I've been using these two. The kind of sparkly topper shade and the highlight, the inner corner highlight kind of shade. But yeah, that's what I think of that brand. Next up was Fall Out Boy, she's my Winona. A product that has your heart and soul forever. And what I had in for that was this duo-ended product, Sculpted by Amy. Lip duo, it's a lip liner on one side and a lipstick on the other. But I was in dire need of a duo-ended product for Decay, I think it was. So I decided to take this out of this project. One, because the projects that I have that are at the start of the month have a lot of lip products in them, and this was constantly competing with them and just not getting used. Whereas Decay is around the 20th of the month, and therefore I don't have as much competing with it, so it made sense to move it to that project. But also, like I said, I wanted to bring this project back down to 4 because I'm just struggling with the start of the month projects that I have in, meeting goals and stuff like that. So I hope that's okay with everyone. I'm sure you don't mind in the least. Still going to get used, just in a different project. And lastly was Paramore Misery Business, and a product that from a brand that is only known for one thing. And I chose the Becca highlighter in Champagne Pop because I feel like this is one of their highlighters in general were their thing, their shtick, and Champagne Pop was their, you know, NARS orgasm basically, or their, you know what I mean. I have used this 5 times out of my 22. I'll give you a little swatch. It's quite a gold one. I probably made a mistake putting it into a project at this time of the year, because I feel it's a bit dark on me for this time of the year. It's more of a summer product when I have a little bit of tan or fake tan going on, if you know what I mean. It just, I think it would suit it better. But, you know, mistakes were made. This is where we are. And sure, if it's in until summertime, so be it. But yeah, I have used it. I mean, I've used it 5 times. I know it's not a whole lot, but you know, it has got some use. But I find that it's just a tad on the dark side for this time of year. But yeah, that is this update. I hope you don't mind that I've brought this down to 4 products. Like I said, as the year goes on and as I, you know, start to get a bit of a stride going and maybe get my feet under me a bit better. You know, it didn't help that February was a short month and there was, you know, all sorts of shite going on. But yeah, we'll see down the line. I might kind of raise it back up to the 6, which will be fun because we'll get to roll in a few things together, you know. We shall see. But that is it for today's update, guys. I hope you're all doing well out there. I hope you're all minding yourselves and taking time to switch off from the news and from the absolute tragedies that are going on in the world at the moment without being unsympathetic to them. I hope that makes sense. But sometimes you have to look after your mental health too and just kind of take a little bit of time for yourself. Yes, by all means. Like what I'm trying to do at the moment is I'll check the news first thing in the morning and I'll check it kind of late in the evening and try and not leave the news channels on all day and just be constantly bombarded by it, because I know the people in Ukraine don't have that luxury, and I appreciate how privileged I am to be able to do that. And I hope you do too. And I hope you realise that it's not being, you know, unsympathetic to the plight of these poor people, but you kind of have to look after your mental health too. I hope that makes sense. I hope you know where I'm coming from with all that. But that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and hopefully I will chat to you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Sloan.